right? We not having that. We want to build a community, forever. Kids win, we win. Period. You could come up with something. I got 2 snipers on this episode.
Oh, I got one.
You got to come up with
a
41
one.
That's way better than that. Eldon Campbell.
I got dirt. Hands down.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Glenn Rice.
That's what I meant to say. I said Glenn Rice.
I was thinking Glenn Rice.
I got dirt.
Glenn Rice. All right, class in session. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of A.M.University. I'm your host, Antoine Miller. We on episode 41. We're running through these episodes, bro. It's crazy. What's up, Wayne?
What's good with you?
How you living today?
41. I'm cool.
You cool?
Got
Everything
some snipers
good?
On the show, huh?
Got some snipers on this show today, boy. Lamar Morgan. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
It's good to see you, man. Been a while. How they treating you in Portugal?
It's amazing. Man, it's amazing. Different lifestyle.
It's a different lifestyle. I can imagine the stories y'all got overseas, man.
A lot of them.
Yeah. Everything good, though?
Yeah, everything is perfect.
Everything good?
Yeah, I'm blessed.
Yeah, so with you, I want to start with a dialogue that I feel is just not talked about enough, and both of y'all could give y'all perspectives on this. It's the player-coach relationship, right? Because I feel like, depending on the kid, it could make a kid rise to their peak, or it could plummet them, right? And I feel like even when you talk about a star, I think it's even more so different, right? Because you treat everybody the same on the team, but you got to press different buttons with a star, though. I ain't gonna say the star, but the man of the team. You got to press different buttons with them, and you got to be real, in my opinion, real strategical with it. Where again, they don't fall off the rails, or you pushing their buttons to motivate them, right? Y'all can agree with that?
Absolutely.
Like so, you got busy at West Tech. You the all-time leading scorer. You scored 55 your final game at West Tech. I remember that. That was insane. You just had a really overall good career, but from what I learned later, I think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah,
you could have played at a higher level if the powers that be around you y'all was on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So let's start from there. Speak on your relationship with your high school coach and your high school staff, and whether it was negative, positive. Just go for it, and let's just start from there.
All right. So the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bash the man all crazy, because I take accountability for the things I did to also crush that relationship between me and my high school coach. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I was a kid. So we wasn't really we didn't really mesh too well. Me and my coach, because I don't know, like he kind of got me with the trick scheme, got me to stay at West Tech, and he fed me a good story as a kid. The biggest thing you want to do is you want to come in, you want to be a star somewhere, you want to play if you have the talent. You know what I mean? And I always believed in myself, and he gave me that spill. I came, and once I got there, it was just a whole different journey. I went through a lot of things with Coach Mike, to the point where I was doubting myself at one point about ball. And it's crazy hearing it from me, because that sounds crazy, but I was really doubting myself. Like, should I keep doing this? Because I ain't getting nothing out of it right now, and I'm doing everything I possibly can. I felt like that in my eyes. I could have probably worked a little harder, but
you didn't work. You didn't work hard at the time because of the situation. Or
it wasn't that I wasn't working hard, but you know how you always feel like you could put in a little bit more work. You know what I mean? I always felt like that, especially because high school I couldn't really dribble the ball, man. And coming how far all the things I did, and not being able to.
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to that. How was the dialogue with y'all two?
We didn't have that special. Y'all remember it was one time I went to West Tech all 4 years. It was one time out of the 4 years I sat down with him and had a conversation, like a real one-on-one conversation. Would have lasted about 40 minutes. And when I left, I still didn't feel that connection. I don't know how to explain it, but we talked, but a lot of the times there was a lot of bashing going on with me. used me as an example to the team. You know, I remember one time we came into practice late, because you know how West Tech is. You got to school 2:46. You got to be at practice ready to go. I don't know if y'all do the same thing.
No, for sure. You got to be on that court by 3 o'clock.
Exactly.
Ready to go.
So we was all, but I think it was about half the team came in late after. I forget why. I think it was a half day or something. Something was different. And the coaching staff pulled me in the middle of the court and told me to take my practice jersey off and leave practice. I didn't even know if I was still on the team. And he said some disrespectful things. I ain't gonna say it because you know, they said some real disrespectful things, and it's like things like that kind of make you like, it's like, yo, everything that you told me behind the scenes when we had that conversation.
That was your freshman year?
This was my junior year.
Your junior, damn, it's crucial.
Because when you start getting busy,
I started getting busy sophomore year. Freshman year, I played a little bit of varsity, but it wasn't enough to really like, you know.
So you think
like
him doing that in your junior year was like to humble you back down, or he just was just picking on you, or what?
I think junior year, what it was is, I don't know. Like, I think he was just trying to mold me into this person that he wanted me to be.
Which was what? Like, now looking back at it now.
Yes, sir. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I was a kid. I had a little personality to me too. And he just the way he did it, the way he tried to reel me in wasn't right though.
When y'all did have conversations, did he talk to you as a kid or talk to you as a human? And did he let you voice your opinion? How did it go? Was it one-sided?
I wouldn't say the conversation was one-sided, because when we spoke one-on-one, he was open. He let me voice my opinion. He let me talk. But it's like, once the scenery changed, he changed too. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I come here and I talk to you and I'm talking one way, and then you see me out somewhere else and I'm carrying a conversation a whole different way, you like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing. Like, I was playing for a guy that I didn't really know. That's why I was trying, you know, I can't really touch on it exactly how I feel about it in my
Listen,
head.
what you got about that?
That's tough, man. I ain't never go through that. I ain't never go through that one. But that's
Player-coach relationship. I mean,
player-coach. I mean,
it
might
not have been like that, but
I messed up a lot of relationships. I did that on my own, being a kid. Like, the thing that he did say, he was like, I was a kid. I was a kid. When I burned a lot of my relationships, I was a kid.
So why is it your fault if you're a kid?
Ask the people that's holding their grudges. I mean,
That's actually a pretty good question. I know exactly how to answer that too.
I mean, why is it your fault if you're a kid? You really don't know any better, right? So it's up for this adult to teach you different, I would assume, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all don't totally know what y'all doing. You, and correct me if I'm wrong, you saw the whole team not doing something. So as a 15, 16-year-old kid, it's only innately okay for you to think that that's okay to come late. Or to not go as hard as you possibly can. If there's no leaders around, or if nobody challenge you or whatever like that, you know. So with that lack of direction, these type of stories happen every day, man.
It does.
It happened every day.
But do you think that was a good tactic though? What the coach did though? He came late and made an example. The best player on the court.
I wasn't there. It's hard to say.
You know, you always gotta make an example out of the best player.
You always gotta make an example out of the best player on the court.
So was he wrong?
I can't say because I don't know how he went about it. Like I didn't see.
Obviously, he was wrong because he still. It wasn't right. It didn't come off the right way because he still said it. Like
okay.
It couldn't have.
Okay. Did he ever pull you to the side and say that you're I'm not even gonna say the best player, the most talented player, and you have to abide by, you have to be a leader amongst these other dudes, and I'm going to treat you as the best player as far as potential. Like, because I could say, like, me personally, I always treat the guy that's most skilled, I give them the most responsibility. Always. I don't care. Like, it's everybody's fault, but it's more so your fault, because at the end of the day, us coaches, we can talk to kids until we blue in the face, right? Mm-hmm. It's nothing like a peer telling you as a team what's right and what's wrong. Y'all going to listen to each other, and they definitely going to listen to you because you getting 30 a night. I don't want to make him, you know.
Yeah, it's a pecking order. Everything's a pecking order.
I don't know how he went about it, but it just sounds like it wasn't no consistency there either. Like it was too much flip floppy. But let's move on to this because I really want to know the answer to this. So before I got the coach at West Tech, all we knew was Willenboro.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we got the job, we was like, oh, we going to coach at Willenboro High School, like Westampton Tech. We was like, where is that at? They said it's right next to Willenboro. Like what? So we go out there. We never heard this in our life, right? So we coaching. Now you get into the community, right? Mm-hmm. You start hearing stories about who was here and who came through here, and then you start connecting the dots, right? He was the first one. The year after he scored that 55 points, we got the job, right?
The year after,
or the year 1 year
just
after,
missed it,
and we couldn't. We struggling to score. We struggling to score 43 points a game. We struggling to score 43 points a game, and the year after we hear about him, right?
Talking about timing, right? That's
one guy. They ain't even all of it, right? Then you hear, well, Miles Powell came through here. And, for a while, then transferred to the rival Med Tech and then went to Trent Catholic, right? And Eli King was here and then transferred to Med Tech.
Everybody stopped at West.
Point being, it was about 12, 15, 20 players that made a stop at West Tech and left, right? He damn near the only one that stayed. Out of all of them.
By yourself.
Out of the D1 players, the NBA players, he damn near the only one that stayed. So you got to tell me what made you stay at West Tech for 4 years. Because it's not a funny thing. I got a follow-up question to that as well. The first question is that: what made you stay at West Tech for 4 years when everybody else left?
So the year before going to West Tech, 8th grade. I played AU with South Jersey Blitz. South Jersey Blitz was Eli King, Miles Powell, Dennis Tunstall, Kyle Bryant. We was a powerhouse.
Y'all was loaded.
Yeah, we was a powerhouse. But, playing for these teams, I loved it. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. We was winning, and I was a part of success. But, when we got to high school, I wanted to take my own route, And before even, during the summer, I was working out. We was all going up to Med Tech, working out with Coach Nick Powell. Shout out Coach Nick Powell.
Mm-hmm.
He used to pick me up from my house and drive me all the way to Med Tech to work out. And the whole summer I was working out with Med Tech, and I was thinking to myself, if I come here, what's my ceiling?
Because
as an individual, what's my ceiling?
That was exactly at the time when Eli and Miles was there.
Yeah, we
all
all
the
came
same,
in,
right?
Yeah.
Because I know that one of them had to reclass.
Eli transferred from Porter 6, and me and Miles was entering high school.
Okay.
So yeah, and I don't know, man. I wanted to follow my own. Then when I got to West Tech, then the teachers hear about you coming to the school. They know you. So Coach Williams, I think he picked a guy that he figured. And I used to go to West Tech camps when I was a kid. And I think he was familiar with me, and he picked a guy that he was he knew that he could probably persuade to. And they did the whole nine, man. They persuaded me to take on my own legacy.
But overall, that's what you wanted. And it's the same with what you. I still say that to you to this day. Why I ain't go to Lindenwood or something like that. It was nah, nah. It's like I want to do my own thing.
Yeah,
so okay, so with saying that, why do you think people leave West Tech and even Burlington County in general? Because again, I swear, before I got this job, I would have never thought in a million years I would have said what I'm about to say right now. If Burlington County kids stay in Burlington County, Wayne, they will be a New Jersey powerhouse.
Yeah.
A powerhouse, a public school powerhouse over anybody. Anybody.
Over anybody.
Anybody.
Whoa, wait,
in New Jersey.
Wait a minute. What y'all talking about?
What schools is in New Jersey?
Camden.
Anybody. And I can't believe I'm saying this. But you ain't see what I've seen in the last 7 years.
Oh, you said they will be not the best powerhouse. They will be a powerhouse.
You call it what you want.
It would be like Camden, Willenboro, and then St. Anthony's. It'd be like that.
Listen, bro. Burlington County, the biggest county in New Jersey.
It is.
Right?
That's a fact.
You know that, right?
The best player to ever come out of Burlington County is Cedric Jackson.
I know. Yeah, sad.
Okay. That's the best player. Who's better than him? I got two people that's better than him from Camden. So we'll be talking about it.
Listen, bro.
The best player to ever come out of Burlington.
So you gonna stay on that narrative and use one person from Camden. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna stay on that narrative like when we did the North Jersey episode with Rel, and you're gonna keep using that one wild card instead of using a whole conglomerate of what we talk about.
Well, we got years of people that we can say.
No, you can't. Not. I don't know how long we got, but you want to do
the best player to ever come out of Burlington County was Cedric Jackson. Our year.
Okay. I don't even know if that's. I don't even know if that's the case.
He went to Cleveland.
I don't even know if that's true.
That's the goal.
But I don't even know if that's true. But okay.
Who's better than him?
Okay.
He went to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Look at my response to this though. I could probably name 12 that's either right there with him or right under him, like in Burlington County. I don't even know if Cedric Jackson is the best. I'm gonna go with you and say that's the case.
Who else do you know? You just jumped off the ledge and said they could be a powerhouse fucking with Camden.
I'm not jumping off the ledge.
I just named you one person from Burlington County. Can you name me another person that's better than him?
Listen, bro. In the last couple years, like
Aaron Ward-Moss is better than Cedric Jackson.
You know how my brain is, bro. I don't even remember Cedric. Cedric was in he was when we was in high school, right?
Tough.
I don't know that. That's what y'all say. That's what y'all say.
That's crazy.
I don't know that.
I mean, look him up.
But I know he could really play.
Cleveland State.
I know Miles could really play.
Oh,
I know Eli could really play. Like Marcus could really play. Like the list go on and on and on. I know that, and it keeps coming. You made me forget my question. What did I ask you? Why do you think? Yeah. Why do you think everybody leaves Burlington County and goes up north to play basketball?
It's because of the spotlight. And I learned that the hard way. The spotlight, man. Like these colleges, it depends on the success of your team too. But you don't find a lot of good talent in public schools out here for that reason. A lot of kids they leaving and going to private schools or schools up north. You know what I'm saying? So put a good kid on a team in South Jersey. Say you put you talked about Marcus, my young boy. Marcus left Willingboro, went to Archbishop Wood, which is a good move. Imagine you put Marcus on that Willingboro team now. Like he's signed and committed to go to school at Richmond. I don't think that same situation would have happened if he was at Willingboro. It's because of it's the stage, it's the spotlight. A lot of scouts don't come to South Jersey, man. A lot of scouts.
Okay, I got to go ahead, Wayne.
We should
I got a
transfer episode.
Well, I got a follow-up question to that. Do you believe that if you're talented, they'll find you?
Yeah, I do believe that. That's why I said it just depends.
I mean, you still went to Coppin State.
Yeah.
And you stayed there all 4 years. You still went to Coppin State. So, what's the difference?
So, what you asking me, like, why me or?
Yeah, no, just your opinion. But no, I'm saying this because a lot of people think like you.
Oh, your question was why he stayed there.
Yeah, well, he said it. He wanted to build a legacy of his own. He didn't want to follow everybody else, and that's extremely admirable.
But knowing that you could have went somewhere else and had a bigger stage, you still was like.
At the time, I wasn't even thinking like that because it was West Tech or Med Tech. I ain't really do the Life Center and all that. Was going to be step.
Med Tech is a step up from West Tech.
Nah, it's
probably the same.
It's both tech schools. They rivals.
The same.
But do you believe that as well?
What?
If you're talented, they'll find you. Or you got to be in the spotlight and playing for the big.
I was at a powerhouse, and it was hard.
It's different. Now imagine if you didn't go to that powerhouse.
Well, that's the ironic.
Cedric Jackson didn't go to a powerhouse.
That's ironically in my life, bro. If I would have went to a lower school, I probably would have did nice for myself. I probably, looking back, I should have went to the Lindenwall or teamed up with my boy Jason Thompson.
And why you feel that way?
Huh?
Why you feel that way? Because you could have did more as an individual?
Oh, definitely. I could have worked harder. I could have worked harder as an individual.
Nah, I think he mean did more as an individual as far as in the game. Like get busy more.
Yeah, I could have did more.
Broadcast your skills more because you got your own situation. Like you demanded that.
Oh, if I would have went to the other school?
Yeah. If I
went to the other school? Yeah. I could have shown that I could be a point guard.
Exactly.
I would have showed another side of myself that I end up having to show in AAU.
And will you think it would have worked out differently?
Yes.
If that would have happened?
Yes, I would have been.
So you saying what I think?
I
I think if you're good enough, and I think you was at a disadvantage because it was 2000, it was early 2000s. In 2020 or 21 or whatever like that, I feel is no excuse. I feel they will find you if you can play.
Yeah.
You proved it. Like y'all was always mediocre. Looking back at them records, y'all was always 11-13, 12-12, 13-11. They still found you. Like so, this narrative to me about you got to go to this school and that school of North Jersey, because it's still people that go to them schools and they end up at, I don't know, just St. Peter's. And it ain't no disrespect to St. Peter's or nothing like that, but you're not going to the Patrick School to go to St. Peter's. Like, you're not going to Roselle Catholic to get a scholarship to St. Peter's. You know, you're trying to go to the ACC, Big Ten, the SEC schools. Yep. Like, that's why you're doing it, and you still end up there. So, like, I think we gotta change that narrative, man. We gotta change that narrative. And another thing that always pissed me off, like, you went to West Tech, it's still this narrative about tech schools. Mm-hmm. You don't go to colleges from tech schools. That's the narrative. Still. Okay. You remember that?
It makes sense though. It's a tech school.
It's a regular public school.
But you're supposed to learn a trade and keep it moving.
Yeah, but not go to college.
You know, a tech school is for you to learn a trade. It's for people that don't think college is the next step for them. Just like Pensacola.
You sound like a parent. Yeah, you sound exactly how a parent sounds.
But it's true.
It's not true.
I'm not sending my kid to Pensacola and Voki if I know he can be an athlete. I'm not going to send it. But if I know my son played a video game all day, he like eat oatmeal cookies.
What's wrong with Wayne Smalls going to Penn Tech, showcasing his skills, and getting a trade on top of that?
No, you putting him at a disadvantage.
How?
You go to Penn Tech?
You being a hypocrite a little bit right now.
To go to Penn Tech?
Yeah.
No.
See? Why? Because
Penn
of what
Tech?
you know about Penn Tech. Because of what you already pre-programmed in your mind about Penn Tech. No. That's why. You're not thinking about the whole thing of it. What's wrong? What's different from Penn Tech and Lindenwold? Why would you go to Lindenwold and not go to Penn Tech? And you get a trade on top of that.
My kids got 3 schools and they not even in high school yet.
See? See?
They either going to Canada High, Eastern, where they live at, or wherever I decide to take them to.
So you don't want to put your kid in the best possible position to be successful.
Told you. Canada High, Eastern.
No, I just told you. Answer my question. You don't want to put your kids in the best possible position to be successful.
I just put them in Eastern.
How do you know that? How do you know that already?
Eastern got a very good education system.
How do you know that already?
Eastern got a very good education system. Canada High is the best possible basketball situation.
How do you know that? How do you know that right now?
Then wherever I take them to, if these two don't work out,
if your son was 13 going into high school,
you know what I'm talking about?
If your son was,
I'm giving the wild card as the third thing. Like,
yeah, but like you think tech schools don't offer good education?
Not Pensacola. Oh no, yes.
Because I can tell you the transition from Willingboro to West Tech, like it was huge.
No, I think it gives the perfect education. I think it puts you at a disadvantage as an athlete.
But why if they offer?
Because
sports?
you about to be on a team with just you and a bunch of smarts. Like going to Rutgers Camden instead of going to Rowan. If you go to Rutgers Camden, your team is going to be full of lawyers and people that's about to write newspaper articles. If you really trying to be a basketball player and you playing with people that's really trying to work when they get out of college. If you go to Rowan, you got 5 basketball players that thought they could go D1 all on one team at Rowan. Okay. You putting yourself at a disadvantage in sports. Education, yes, that's why it's called tech. I don't get what y'all talking about.
So your team is the reason why you would be.
If I take my kid to Canada High, and I can see if y'all said you putting your kid at a disadvantage for education. Even though right now we got the best teachers in the world right now, because we got our generation coming up as teachers, and we coming back. So I think Canada High might be their only choice. I might take that back. You feel me? But that's it. I'm sorry. I went on a rant.
Nah, it's cool because you tripping right now. Like
no, I'm not sending my kids to Penn Tech. That's where I know they're not going. Sicklerville, Voki, or Penn Tech. They're not going.
So you don't care about what best fits your kids. You're gonna do what you want to do.
Twan, they are not going to Pensacola.
If your kid was 13 right now, about to go to Camden High, your kid wouldn't play.
I don't. Why he want to do that? Yes, he would play. He would start. He'll start. He better not be under 6'3" because he'll start guard. Fuck. What are we talking about here? Yes, he will.
I don't know what we talking about because like you can't have that preconceived notion about how it is, bro. Like you a parent, and that's why nobody go to West Tech because of people like you. You say, ain't that a tech school? Like y'all just do plumbing all day long. Like y'all don't fill out no college applications. Y'all don't have a sports program. Like all y'all do is doing
why you ain't go to Penn Tech, bro? Why when you transferred to Wilson? Why you said fuck Wilson? Fuck Ken I? I'm gonna go. I
should have went to Penn Tech, but I didn't go because I was thinking like you. But I was 16 too.
Come on, Twan. You're not going to no tech school.
What? But look. So I just had a conversation with a kid yesterday. That's people trying to get him to transfer to a couple of schools, right? And he didn't know what to do, right? So we talking for like 40 minutes, and I ended the conversation with, I was like, listen, bro, if you really think that you're gonna be as good as you think you're gonna be, it ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna matter.
Where you at?
It's not gonna matter where you at. If you really think that I think you got the potential to do it, but if you really think you could put that work in and you could be consistent in your game, it's not gonna matter which one of these schools you go to because you're gonna dominate, right? You're gonna dominate, and at the end of the day, isn't that really what matters? You betting on yourself and being that guy. Like he bet on himself
and stayed. That's tough.
He bet on himself. And he made out.
How many playoff appearances you made?
Playoff appearances? We went to the playoffs every year.
Okay.
We went to the playoffs every year.
That's cool.
But to me, even if he failed, if I'm him, I would have been cool with that.
But staying what?
Like let's say he didn't even go D1 or something like that, or he didn't go to a high college.
So if he didn't do the career that he ended up doing, it still would have been a win for you if you would have said.
Because I bet on myself, and I wasn't good enough. I just wasn't good enough. That's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I feel like they're gonna find you if you're good enough. That's me.
If you could do it all over again, you would have transferred.
Who, me?
Yep. Go do it all the way back freshman year.
That's a good question.
That's a good question, but
start from a freshman, 8th grade, coming into high school.
See, that's where it starts at because 8th grade. You know what people was doing back when I was in middle school? All the 8th graders was staying in 8th grade one more year.
Cheating.
They would stay in the 8th grade because it's before high school, and nothing happens. You stay in 8th grade one more year, and that was what I was going to do at first. Because
what age is that? Was that 12, 13?
Yeah, but I was always younger because my birthday's at the end of the school year.
Okay.
So my whole senior year high school basketball I was 17, the whole entire year. Junior 16, sophomore 15, freshman 14, the whole year. Like I never turned the next age until the season. My birthday the last day of April, so it's like it would have worked for me. Cause I would have been the same age.
That's the leap year. That's the leap year birthday.
It's not the leap. Nah. Leap year is like February. You know, you got that.
You know what I'm talking
about? 29th.
Some people don't get birthdays every year.
Yeah, that's like the February 29th.
Nah. That's wild.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's what I would have did though. I would have went back and went to 8th grade. Cause I don't know what would have happened out of that. I may have went to a bigger high school right out of.
Where you from? You like from Burlington County?
I'm from Willingboro.
From Willingboro.
Yeah,
why you wasn't a Shamera or Shakamera or whatever that shit called?
Oh, you talking? Why I ain't go to Willingboro High?
Yeah.
Yo, my father. I was blessed to have a father in my life. You know, my father.
Tough foundation.
Yeah. So he always made. In a way, he helped me as a kid make the bigger decisions. And the reason why I didn't go to Willingboro is because Willingboro education system wasn't the greatest at the time when I was going to school. Mm-hmm. And with the basketball team, I had an older brother. I have an older brother that's 2 years older than me, three years older than me. And he went to Willingboro, and they had a favoritism squad over there.
Uh-oh.
Raul Maloney. And shout out Raul Maloney. Raul Maloney is probably one of the greatest players to ever come out of Willingboro. You know what I'm saying? But they had a favoritism squad there. Me coming in as a freshman, I would have been playing on the team with him, Ronnie Payton, and all of them. And it was like they had that mesh.
They had a click already.
And then they had the younger generation of the like Tommy Ferrier.
Okay.
And like a wall transfer eventually. He was at West Tech with me though.
That's you coming into freshman year in high school.
Yeah, so
that's
it was like my dad didn't want me there because he'd seen what happened to my brother. And he was like, yo, if this guy plays you out, that's gonna be crazy, cause like you really like one of the best 8th graders.
So honestly, your dad not made you go to West Tech, but he kind of like said, I think West Tech is our best move.
He said he wanted me to go anywhere but Willingboro. I could have went anywhere.
Why you come to the I?
What, Camden?
Yeah.
Because I had to have a Camden address.
What year was this?
2011. That's when I came into high school.
They could have used you, boy. 2011.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to do everything. I was trying to go to RV. This was all before I even started working out with Med Tech. I was trying to figure out a way to go to RV. They said I had to have a Westampton address. Like, it was just.
But see, that's how it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah,
His dad saw somebody go through it, and they did him dirty.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that too good.
But time and time again, bro.
Both of my sons like it.
Time and time again, parents are like you.
That's
Like,
right.
no, it's gonna be different for my kid. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo.
Yeah.
It's a whole. No, it's not. It's not.
It is different.
You want it to be different.
I want it to be different.
You hope that it's different.
I hope it is different. It's going to be different.
Coppin State. To me, I went back and started watching West Tech games, but it was just, and then when I was at Pennsauken, we played against you, and yeah, you couldn't dribble. Like, you was just a straight, just come off a screen, just shoot, right? But when I saw you start playing at Coppin State, I saw you really start developing into a real basketball player. Because to me, just because you a shooter, you ain't that don't mean you're a basketball player. Like, you started developing into a basketball player, right? So your game really grow. Talk about your transition to the D1 level at Coppin State and you playing for Juan Dixon.
D1 stage, it humbles you, because when you sign D1, and I ain't go high major, you know, and when I went in there, I knew I always betted on myself through my entire life. Like, I always felt I was good enough to play anywhere, do anything. So if you put me in that position, I'm gonna play. Right. But when I got in there, I noticed, like, especially playing with the older guys, you know, the seniors, you notice how raw you are as a player. You know, like, I came in raw. I mean, I would shoot regardless. Shooting that was my thing. But I came in raw. My strength wasn't there. I wasn't very fast like I was supposed to be. You know, so coming in and just seeing, like, the seniors, like, the impact they had on me, just seeing them, like, physically how dominant they were, how they played, the pace, and learning from the coaches too, like, that's big. And I just wanted to go to D1 and do something. Like, I didn't want to just be one of them kids that say, yeah, I played D1 here. Like, now I wanted to play D1 and do something that they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, this kid, he's for real. He's gonna touch radars, and ultimately, I believe I was gonna go to the NBA. Did
you feel solidified when you had 30 against UConn? And I'm asking you that because me watching it through the TV, I was like, he in a zone, like a stupid zone. Like, if you just saw, it was just more than how he normally moved. Like, he was in a crazy zone. Like, wasn't nobody gonna stop him?
Give you kind of 30p.
Wasn't nobody gonna stop him? I mean, I don't know if it was prior to that, but I'm just asking you because that's what I saw.
That was Kimber.
Like, Nah. They was past them.
Yeah, it was past that.
This is more recent. This is a couple years ago.
2000.
Cargo.
17, 18.
Yeah.
So
What was it prior to that when you feel like I kind of established myself as a college basketball player?
30,
Crazy.
Hold on though. You gotta let that sit in though.
Yeah, it's real. That's real good. But
it was smooth.
Before that though, I always felt like I was slid. Like, the first game of the season we played against. My freshman year, we played against Oregon when they had Troy Brown Jr., the young boy playing pitcher that played for the Celtics now.
Troy Brown played for the Wizards, right?
Yeah, he played for the Wizards. Yep. And when I was playing with them, I didn't feel right. That was my first D1 game. I didn't feel right. I felt like I wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? So following that game, I picked it up quick, because I knew mentally, like, yo, at D1 it's a business. Like, schools, it's a business. If you're not playing up to par, they'll snatch your scholarship. Like, half the team came back the following year because they snatched half the team's scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to do something different. So, like, right after that point is when I picked it. I felt like that was I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Like, they going to remember me. And me, I'm here. Like, I'm not. Yeah, that was the breaking point after that first game when I played bad.
I mean, you kind of alluded to this whole conversation, but let's end with this, like, cause, I mean, again, from what I've seen, you ain't got to speak on it much, but you didn't have the best coach positions as far as your career growing up. And like, if you think about that, it's kind of like a dad in your life. If you had a deadbeat dad, like, or something like that, like damn, like, why couldn't you make it better for me? You know what I'm saying? Why did I have to go through all these obstacles where you could have just told me and I could have just had the answers? Like, I don't want to learn all this stuff on my own and strike out and miss. Like, you could have helped me with this, like, as a coach, you know? So you didn't have the best positions as far as that, but you kept getting better. Like, the way your game is right now, to me, is totally different than what you was the senior year at West Tech. Like, you a real basketball player. I see you shooting fadeaways. I see you taking people off the dribble. You never went to the basket. You going to the basket now. Like, you're a total different player. And again, you don't have to say this before. It wasn't much of coaching that did it. It was your drive to just continue to get better, right? That's really important for me, you being such a young kid, because most kids won't do that. We'll either do just enough or we'll just fade out because we didn't have the teaching, right? You ain't have much teaching, but you kept going and kept striving to get better. Now you overseas in Portugal and wherever you're going next, playing overseas basketball as a pro.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
What made you continue to have that drive? Sounds like a really simple question, but to me it's really complex as well.
So, yeah, it's definitely complex, but it, like, the main thing I'm going to say is, like, yo, like, look me in my eyes when I tell you this. Like, I love this. I love basketball. Like, I love that shit. Like, I don't know, basketball saved my life in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every day, like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, basketball. Like, damn, I'm away from family. When I went to school, I was away from family. So, and I knew the only way that my life would feel like it was worth something if I take this all the way. I can't half do it because I dedicated too much of my time. Imagine you spend countless hours doing like you writing a book. You spending countless hours and you writing a book, right? And you get to like a writer's block. Let's say you get to a writer's block and you just quit and say, damn, you know what? Only the good people go past this point. So what did you dedicate your whole time to? Like, you dedicated all your time to write this book, and now you got one obstacle in your path, and you said, nah, I'm done. I don't want to write this book no more. This is too hard. Yo, that I love this, like, basketball. I love it. So every day, I don't care. Like, I could walk in the gym and be the worst person in the gym. To the people there, I would never feel that way, but to the people there. But I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna play like I'm the best, because that's the only way. If you love this game, and that's the thing too, like you said about coaches, you know, I never had a coach come in the gym and say, let's work on this. And I'm sorry, let me take that back. Juan Dixon tried to make me him. And that was a hard adjustment. But besides that, I never had a coach.
You ain't Juan Dixon.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm 6'5" and Juan Dixon is 6'2".
What are
but
you talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I never had a coach come in and say, yeah, let's work on this. This will work, that'll work. I watched the game. Like, I watched basketball, and I just built my fit based on what people do and how they play. And I went in the gym and I worked that on my own. I seen it for myself. Like, I never had no trainer. I never had I'm not one of the biggest people known. I mean, now maybe, but before I wasn't one of the most known people. Nobody really wanted to work with me. But I had a heart, and I had a great support cast. My dad supported the hell out of me. My mom supported the hell out of me, and they believed in me. And that right there too alone will push a kid far as hell. Just somebody believing in you, even like when you're bad. And I had bad days where I would put my face and cry on the pillow after a game on a bus on the way home from Coppin because I played shitty. And some kids will quit. Yo, like being a young adult, yo, your mental is so weak, and you don't even realize. Like, I was so weak mentally, and just growing up and learning and having support casts, I built such a great foundation. I feel like I'm gonna never fail.
Yeah,
never.
Foundation, bro. Keep coming up.
Yeah, we gonna end on that, man. Any last words, Wayne?
So 30 on UConn, yo, that's tough, yo. That's tough. I still want to play you in horse, though, if you want to play, but 30 on UConn.
I would love to see y'all shoot against each other.
I mean, if you want to do it, you want to do it. I got a ball. I got a ball.
Anything to see y'all shoot against each other.